Some weeks ago, Acting Chief Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Sean Charles, confirmed that the Ministry of Health received reports of faulty issues with the GPS tracking watches issued to persons in quarantine. On Wednesday, Minister for Health Nickolas Steele said the monitoring, servicing, implementing and installing of the GPS devices is now being reviewed by government.
The monitoring, implementation, installing and monitoring of the GPS device is done by a third-party service provider, and as such we are seriously looking at the service being provided to find one of two things: ensure that this provider strengthens his resources and his ability to carry out the mandate given to this entity, or to find an alternative means that meets the criteria that the Ministry of Health insists upon.
The minister said Grenada is not the only country that is having issues with the watches, and as such, government is collaborating with other Caribbean countries to address the problem.
We have collectively worked a solution that is Grenada, St. Lucia, Jamaica, and British Virgin Islands, I believe. We have new devices coming in this week. The new devices work hand in hand with the software that we are rolling out, which is our AMBER technology software, which from the time you apply to come to Grenada, the devices plug in and work with that. These new devices address some of the shortfalls that we have seen, not just here in Grenada, but in other Caribbean islands as well.
Minister Steele says the new device will create an avenue for all stakeholders to monitor those in possession of the watches.
The Ministry of Health Wardens team will have direct and immediate access to the back end of the device monitoring, that the police also have that same immediate access, that the provider, if there's a provider going forward, has that access as well, that Dr. Sean himself can look if there's a rumor or information of a breach. He can check and not have to rely on calling someone else at a desk or so.
The minister was speaking at government's weekly post-cabinet briefing. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.